Hey friends, average is average. Episode, I don't know. Um, it's gonna be a little bit of a, I don't know, different episode maybe, maybe not different. I don't know. I just want to talk about something that has been bugging me for like a week now, and I don't know. Um, Sipping on a tea right now. This mug is made by my friend Alana, and it's so cool. It's my favorite mug, I think. And it's a jasmine tea. I used to go to this Vietnamese spot back in Harrisonburg, and I would always go by myself, and I'd get a big pot of tea, and I tried to I don't know, I loved it, and I could never finish the pot by myself, and that has nothing to do with the story. I just really liked the way it tasted, and this kind of tastes like that. Kind of reminds me of that time. So it's good. Um, here's what I wanted to talk about, and I think I don't know. This is a time in my life when I was upset 1 week ago. I was playing basketball, as I do, and I was playing, and before the game, people were shooting around before we picked teams, and I could see this kid, and he was pretty good. He was making his shots, and he kind of, I don't know exactly what prima donna means, but he kind of seemed like that. He was talking to a younger boy about how he's got multiple college offers, multiple people interested in him, and just bragging a little bit. And that's confidence, and that's okay. But he was it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. He was talking to this young boy. He was yeah, it's not a big deal. I have offers and shit. All right, whatever. And I'm playing against this kid, and we're not really guarding each other because I'm 6'7", and he is maybe 5'6". So he's a guard, quick. He can shoot. For all my jocks out there who know what that means. And he had this other dude on his team, and I don't know how old he was, but he seemed to be maybe 20, maybe super early 20s, late teens. And he was very, very quiet. Neurodivergent, I think, just incredibly quiet, soft spoken. And I don't know. I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm the most fucking compassionate guy in the world, or I'm such a great guy, because I'm not, and I've done some things that I'm not proud of. But where my skills lies socially, and I'm it's one of the only things that I'm good at, is talking to people. So I have a very, very soft spot in my heart for people who don't have social skills. I don't know if that makes me sound like a fucking weirdo, but one of my biggest joys in life is talking to people who aren't as, outspoken as I am, and kind of, peeling away the layers and figuring out who people really are. And I don't know if that makes me sound like a fucking freak, but just unlocking it. And I feel like I have some superiority complex, and maybe I do. I don't think I don't know. But anyways, this dude was just very, very quiet on the other team. And I have the soft spot in my heart, but he's also on the other team. So, obviously I'm not talking shit or anything, but, we're playing, and, we're playing defense, and they kick it out to him, and he's maybe 4 steps behind the 3-point line, and he just fucking lets it fly. And he airballs, and the prima donna And the other people on his team were like, what the fuck are you doing? You fucking suck. Just like under their, like to his face, and then like under his breath, like, he sucks so bad. What the fuck is going on? And like, I was like, are you for real? And I mean, like he was just quiet. There's like, he's just like a normal dude, but he was just quiet, and like, he didn't retaliate. He didn't say a word. He just kept playing, and I was just like, and this goes back to me being a bad person, like I didn't do anything about it. I'm just talking to you about it, and I don't know, I'm fucking kind of eating myself alive here, thinking about this situation, and like, he was just, he didn't say anything, and like they just kept bashing him, and he like when he got it, he kept shooting it, and they just kept saying that he fucking sucked, and that was just like, man, it just made me fucking crazy. I'll give some more exposition. I was like doing the complete opposite because that's what I do and I am not, oh my god, this microphone's falling out of my hands. I'm not trying to give some superiority complex thing, but like, I know here's some game for you hoopers out there, or teammates, or anything. This is advice for being a part of a team anywhere, and it has served me well over the years. And it is never, ever, ever bash your teammates for their mistakes. Ever. Because let's just say you're playing a basketball game and you miss a shot and your teammate goes, "You suck." Who's more likely to make a three-pointer? Someone after that, or someone saying, "Keep shooting. You're doing fine. You're just getting warmed up." It's just like, I don't mean to fucking sound like a jock or whatever, but like this, everything in life is mental. 95% of it, at least. And when my teammates heard me saying, "You're doing great, keep your head up, keep it going," it worked. And we won. And we won over and over again because of that. Or because we had more talented players, but I like to think it's because of the positive energy. But going back to the, the boy on the other team who was very quiet, they kept bashing him. And I don't know. I didn't want to say anything. And like, he like eventually caught one. He was open, in rhythm, knocked it down. And instead of like congratulating him, his teammates were like, "See, that's what happens when you don't fuck up. Like, see? Like, if something good happens, it's because of me, and if something bad happens, it's because of you." And that was the general consensus of this entire team. And it was just like, it made my fucking blood boil. And instead of saying something, I chose violence, not violence per se, but like, when the prima donna came into the paint, I fucking pinned his ball against the backboard and loudly said, "Give me that shit." And when he got it back again and he threw up another floater, I fucking chucked it out of bounds. And I like wanted to emasculate him, and I wanted everyone to see that he's a fucking loser. And now I'm no better than anybody, Now I'm just as bad as the people who make my blood boil. And it's just like, am I on the moral high ground here? And I don't know. And like I snapped at one of my teammates too. Because I think he saw what was going on the other team, and he did a little bit of like jawing, as my dad likes to say, talking shit, jawing. He was doing a little bit of jawing to my team, to my teammate. My teammate was talking to another teammate about how he did something wrong, and I like snapped at him and I said, "None of that." Like, any animosity between us is going to cause us to lose this game. Why would we do that? Everybody knows the general rules of basketball here. Everybody knows that if you miss a shot, you fuck up and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't help to add to the fucking fire of your own person in your brain saying you suck when another person outside of that says you suck. Like, you're not being productive. And I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I don't know what the general message is, but I'm just saying, don't be like me. Don't fucking hit the ball on the fucking backboard and say, get that shit out of here. Don't do that. I'm saying, I think, what message am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say, have some fucking compassion. And if you are in a place where you were able to accept other people's weight and have other people lean on you, physically, emotionally, whatever, if you're at a place to do that, then let people lean on you. Let it happen. Encourage it. And if you need to lean on somebody, fucking lean on somebody. Good people like people leaning on them. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. This is probably a lot more shallow than I'm making it out to be, and everybody in my previous story had probably forgotten about it now, but me. I'm not being affected by it. I was the one who was not being affected by it, and I still remembered, so I don't know. It's just, if everybody had some compassion, things would be different, I think. I don't know. That's just like a fucking nothing. I have a hair in my mouth. That's just like a stupid statement. Like, duh. I don't know what I'm trying to do. I can't change the fucking world here, but to my 15 viewers, be there for somebody if you can. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It just really pissed me off. And, like, man, if you're on a team... Okay, this is the last thing I'll say about it, and then I'll quit talking about stupid fucking basketball. But if you're on a team and something bad happens, blame yourself. Audibly. Say, my fault. Or if you're on a, if you're at your job or whatever, blame yourself. You and yourself know that it's not your fault. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whose fault it is to you, because you know that doesn't matter. To everybody else, it matters. So claim it. Claim it to be your fault, whatever it is, and move on. Because when people start pointing fingers, and people start pointing fingers at other people, those people that are being pointed at hurt, and they perform worse. It is the most counterproductive thing in the world. Like, it boils my fucking blood when people are like, check your teammates when they do something wrong. It's like, you gotta be fucking delicate. Because everybody's ego is fragile. Especially mine. And if somebody checks me, I'm gonna do worse at whatever it is. So when you're criticizing somebody, be delicate. Hey, I thought what you did was awesome. Just next time, if you could swing it. Next time, if you could do this instead. But, like, you're doing a great job. And don't stop. I don't know, man. It's, forgive me for my little soapbox rant there. But, long story short, have some fucking compassion. And, me talking to Sam, have some compassion, you fucking asshole. Let's get on with the episode here. I watched some good movie. Okay, yeah, let's fucking try to turn this around, huh? This, not necessarily negative energy, but maybe angry. Let's turn it positive. I watched a couple new movies here in the last couple days since I've been gone. Since you've been gone! Here we go. That's the positive coming out. Here we go. Check my fucking... I love these slippers, yo. I really do. I bought them myself and they're mine, and I love them. You see any of these books? Any of these books sound cool to you guys? I haven't read most of them. They're here to make me look smart. Is it working? Do you guys think I'm smart? I've read a few of them. So, they're not all for shallow, hollow purposes, but most of them are. Movies, yes. I watched Sing Sing. I think 2023 Oscar winner or nomination. I don't know. Yo, why haven't I watched that sooner? What the hell? Sing Sing rocks. I don't really know if I can do it justice. I'm not a very good movie critic. I just think things are good, or things are bad, or things are really good, or things really fucking suck. And Sing Sing was really, really, really good. It might make my top 30 movies of all time. What did he just say? Maybe it's recency bias, but maybe it's just that good. It's gut-wrenching and fucking so sad and so good. And if you don't know what it's about, I'll give a brief description. But it's this dude is in prison, and it's a prison movie, and he runs a theater there, and other prisoners go there to like get reform or whatever, and like some like really like angry dude joins. I don't know why. I don't know if it's for nefarious reasons or not, but he wants to take the lead role or be Hamlet and like you see in real time his like redemption. I don't know. It's just beautiful, and it's sad and special. And it's one of my new favorites, I'd say. Sing Sing. Check it out if you haven't. 1. 2. Phantom of the Opera, 2004 version. Kind of an old and new friend recommended it to me, and like I'm getting to the point where I'm a sucker for musicals, man. I don't know. I'm not a great singer, and I'm not a great performer, and I've never been a big fan of musical theater, but man, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. And funny that I watch it, because like there was this like book that I always rented from the library at my elementary or middle school. I'm not exactly sure, but it was like monsters and bad guys from stories past, and like, there's Frankenstein, Loch Ness Monster, American Werewolf in London, and it would be like, those graphs that really fucking obsessed 12-year-olds like myself, like lethality, scariness, and it like had a little fucking bar graph, and I was just like, I want to know what danger level fucking Dracula is at. Like, how do you measure that? But I digress. I loved it. And like, I remember looking in Phantom of the Opera was in there, and like his face was so intriguing and his story was so mysterious, and I was always like so interested and curious about the Phantom of the Opera. And I've been busy doing nothing my entire life, and I haven't done shit, and I just, I watched it for the first time, and I was so happy that it lived up to my expectations, and it was great. One of my coworkers, I was talking to her, and she was like, she has a Phantom of the Opera tattoo, and she was like, I've only seen the 1920s version. I was like, bro, what? And then we started talking about Rocky Horror Picture Show, and she was like, I like it more than you. And I was like, no, you don't. She was like, I'm gay, so yes, I do. And I was like, I don't give a shit what you are. I like Rocky Horror Picture Show more than anybody in this universe. So there's that little story. Sing Sing, Rocky Horror Picture Show. I watched no. I've watched that movie 100 times. We're not talking about that. What I watch. Okay, let me tell you about my day for all of you curious. To all my wonderful viewers who are still here. Probably just my father. Hey, Dad. I love you. I woke up and didn't do anything, and then I drank some coffee and I watched The Complete Unknown. Third movie on the list that we're going to talk about today. Again, what the hell was I doing not watching this? Like, what a wonderful movie. And it's such recency bias, and it's like, I don't know if it's because like my ADHD, my ADHD, my PTSD, my something. What is that TikTok? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I don't know what it is, but I mean, I have that. I mean, a lot of people have this, but it's like they watch a movie that's like pretty decent and they make it their whole personality for like a couple days. I'm gonna do that with this movie. I mean, I already have a harmonica. I've already learned like the something in the wind. I did that little solo, kind of not well, but I did it. Man, what a good movie that is. And Timothée Chalamet, man. I used to hate his fucking guts because, like, a couple ex-girlfriends ago, she was like, yeah, he's cute. And I was like, I fucking hate him because I was a jealous freak. And, like, I mean, first of all, yeah, I get it. like, let's be real here. Yes, he's handsome. But secondly, my God, he's so talented and, like, so versatile. And I mean, this is like the fucking most lukewarm take in the entire world, but like, I don't know, because of my jealous ways, I didn't really watch Timothée Chalamet, but like, again, coldest take in the world, but he's fucking awesome, and he's great, and everything I've seen him in has just been so wonderful, and he's quickly becoming one of my favorites. Favorite actors. I don't know who my favorite actors are, but Willem Dafoe and Robin Williams are definitely up there. What else? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Phantom of the Opera. Freaking wonderful. I worked out today. Again, something I usually don't do. And I think I need a workout buddy. I'm so bad at motivating myself. And like, I'll go and I'll make my muscles hurt and then I'll leave. And like, very rarely do I ever push myself to the point of like being sore the next day. You know, like I need to be sore the next day because that means that I'm doing something right. Right? Is that how they work? But like, I don't know if it's a lack of self-motivation. Don't take that the wrong way to whoever's watching this. I promise I have big dreams and I'm a hard worker. Please. But like, I don't know. I just, like, when I'm at the gym, it's like, man, I fucking crave that competition, man. And that's another toxic male fucking, not necessarily male, just like a toxic trait of mine. Like, I love competition. I love going against people. I love trying to beat other people. That's why I love playing basketball. And that just makes me another villain in somebody else's story. You know? I hate to sound like a fucking jock, and I hate to sound like a fucking loser, but this might what I be, you know? But like, you know, I do turn into a different person on the basketball court when like, I'm very compassionate. I'm a gentleman on the basketball court until someone is ungentlemanly towards me. And then I start being a dick. And then I start talking shit. And then I start, you know, they start putting their elbows into me. Then I start putting my shoulders into their chest. And then I start, you know, doing the whole thing. But I love the competition. And I it's not competition when you have somebody there. I think it's just someone holding you accountable. But like, seeing somebody rep, you know, a bench press, I'd be like, I want to do that. They can do it. Let me see if I can do it, and then maybe if I can beat them. Is that a toxic trait? I mean, comparison is the thief of joy. Isn't that what Mark Twain said? He also said Southerners talk music. And I agree with that. I wish I had a Southern accent like my granddaddy, but I don't. I sound like the person on the TV. Americanized, plain, bland, beige, fucking boring. I wish I had a twang of some sort. I yearn. How useless is that, man? I often wish. I often yearn. I often say, man, what if I played guitar for 35 years? What if I got the girl? What if I was great at piano? What if I was this? What if I was that? And so often I fail to recognize the greatness that is my life. So don't do that. Bad, Sammy, bad. How useful is bashing myself? Is it useful? Quad check. Look at this. Quad check. I don't know. I wish. I used to make so many wishes. Every time the clock said 11:11, I would make a wish. Every time I blow out the birthday candles, I'd make a wish. Wish for this. Wish for that. I don't know. Is that bad? That's normal. This weekend I went to a little. It was like I don't know if it was an ocean, river. It was like a little shack in like the coast of Maryland, about 2-hour drive. And at the time of this recording, it is October. It is pretty cold. And my stepdad Stein was like, "Let's do it, whatever." So we all pack in the car, and it's like first time in a long time where all of my brothers got to hang out, including the little one, who is 2.5. And we didn't do much swimming. We swam for like maybe 10 minutes. Me, Soren, and Stein did. Nobody else did. Because it was cold. And we played charades. And it was a great time. And we did books and movies and TV shows. And we did little life events that only we would know. Like certain funny things that happened while we were on a trip a year or two ago. And it was a very nice special family bonding thing or whatever. But the star of the show was the baby Ray. His 2.5 self very wants to be the center of the attention. And like every time he'd go out, somebody would go out, he'd be like, "No, it's my turn." And he'd go out and he did like a golf swing. Like maybe 10 or 15 times in a row. And we'd all be like, "It's a golf?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's golf." And we would be like, "Yes, yes, yes." And he just kept doing charades of golf, and we kept getting it right. And then he started, branching out and doing other things, whether that be like a frog or like whoever last. Like if I did, like let's say Michael Jordan, I did like a bunch of jumps or whatever, he would do that. But then like my little brothers thought it would be funny if they only guessed golf, and he got so angry and he was like, "It's not golf, it's a frog. It's not golf, it's something else." And then he, eventually went and did golf again. But I don't know. Like I just wanted to say, like, I complain a lot. I'm a serial complainer. I'm a chronic complainer. It's terminal. And there have been some hardships in my life, and there's been some serious sadness and self-doubt and all this stuff and all these different things, and whether it be external or internal, I've seen some shit, but so has everybody else. And moments like what I just talked about, like Baby Ray doing golf over and over again, or all of us being together, or like my dad coming and seeing me, or me talking to my mom on the phone, or always having somebody to call and talk to, whether it be my buddy Joe or Katie or, Luca or whoever, like I want to sit here and say that, like, I want to confess, I want to preach that, like I truly, and I truly believe this, that I am the luckiest man in the world. Through all the thick and thin, through all the hard times, through whatever, it's like, dude, I know people who didn't get to grow up with a huge family. I know people who don't have friends. I know people who, don't have a roof. I know people who don't know where the next meal is going to be. I know, like, dude, I don't know. I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this, but I just, like, I wanted to preach it. I wanted to say it. I want to scream it from the rooftops that, like, I truly, truly am the luckiest being on this earth. And I get to do this, and I get to set up my stupid little camera and talk my stupid little words, and a few of you guys listen to it, and, like, that's great. And that's awesome. And in a few hours, I have a few hours to myself, and I might, walk and go spend some money that I don't have on a cup of coffee or a pastry. And maybe I'll go walk and spend some more money on some food that I don't really need. And then after that, a few more hours, I'll go to my job that I actually love, and I get to talk to people more, and I get to see people grow, and I get to serve people coffee and enjoy serving. It's like rage baiting, joy baiting. One of my little brother's email for years was the master baiter, 67 or something. Silly and stupid. I got this pillow years ago, and I wanted to show everybody. I've done this probably 4 times, and I'm gonna continue to do it. Look at that fucking squeal. Look at the baby squeal. Why is he so suspicious? I don't know. How long have I been recording? 31 minutes? Go a little longer. But yeah, man, again, how awesome is it to be alive? I don't know. I don't really know what it's like to feel numb. I think I feel things really hard. Whether that be love, joy, happiness, sadness, whatever, I feel it. And I kind of looked at this from a different perspective, and it just sounds so faux intelligent, faux philosopher, faux, Taoist. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, but what I'm about to say sounds like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know, being grateful for the pain. I'm not masochistic or anything. Another big word for all you word girls out there. But I don't know. I talked to some people who were telling me about their extent being on antidepressants or other things that made them not feel things, not happiness or sadness, just nothing. And that I think is my personal hell. I've learned to love the way I am, and how much I love people, and how much I get hurt over things, and if I could change it, I wouldn't. I love my life. I'm the luckiest man in the world, and I love who I am. I love being fucking heartbroken, because that just means I fucking loved so hard. And I love fucking how much I'm there for my friends, because what's the other way? What is the alternative? I love feeling. And feeling is just what I'm going to do, because that is the only way. I don't know. I had to get on my soapbox there for a little bit. Now you guys can get some much wanted quad time. I know y'all. You all are fickle, just like me. And you just want to see these nice legs. I know. I'm the same way, baby. Don't worry. Let's see. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you guys what books I'm reading, because it's going to sound performative. So I'll just keep it a secret until I finish. If I ever do. Oh my gosh, my grandmommy. Grandmommy watches these. Hi, Grandmommy. I love you. And sorry for saying so many bad words. I just want to... Oh, my gosh. You know what? I've been recording for 34 minutes. I have a few minutes to talk about how much I love my grandmommy. Yo, my grandmommy knows 3 different languages. She's fluent in English, Portuguese, and Spanish. She's a Spanish teacher. I think she's retired. She substitutes sometimes, from what I understand. But, I don't know. One of the smartest ladies, one of the smartest people that I've ever met in my life. And I think my favorite thing about my grandmommy is how very similar we are. I think we're both very loud, and we both love very hard, and we both, I don't know, or just unapologetically ourselves. And I don't know. I used to get embarrassed. My grandmommy, we would be at Costco, and it'd be me and my older brother Julian. We were maybe 7 or 8, and we would, be walking around doing our own thing. And like my grandmommy would see somebody that she knew from church, and she'd go, "Ole para mí." She would yell, "Come here, my little nieto," or like whatever. I don't know what she exactly said, but like, she would like be very, very loud and be like, "Come see my little babies, my little cute babies." And like, I would be so embarrassed. I'd be like, "I'm not a freaking little baby. I'm a freaking big kid. Like, why? And like everybody was looking at us, and I would just, I used to feel so embarrassed, but now I'm like, she's probably a huge reason that I am the way that I am now, I am now loud, and I am now unapologetic, and like, fuck, what other way is there to be? I love who I am. So thank you, Grandmommy. I freaking love you so freaking much. This has been a lovely podcast. Sorry it was a little serious in the beginning. Sorry it was a little rambunctious in the middle, and sorry it was a little heartfelt in the end. But that's just who I am. So there's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sam Spears. If you enjoyed, let me know. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't. I want to hear some feedback. I never get any feedback. So tell me what you like. Tell me what you hate. Till next time, y'all. Till next time, my brothers and sisters. That's what Corey Kenshin says. Seriously, though. I love everybody so much. Have a good day. Have a good night.